Hello and welcome to Yoga and Meditation with me, Jane Stimson, librarian and certified yoga teacher at the Lone Star College LSC-CyFair Library, also a branch of Harris County Public Library. Delighted to be bringing you all of our events online this semester. You can check them all out for all ages at cyflib.info/events. So for tonight's class, because we are so close to Valentine's Day, we're going to use that as our theme and focus on poses that help open the chest and the heart area. We will be taking a couple of balance poses this evening, so if you know that you like to balance with a chair handy that you can hang on to, take a second right now to grab your chair for balancing later on in the class. Otherwise, we're going to start seated this evening, so when you're ready, please join me in a comfortable sit, whatever that means for you. Whether that's an easy crossed leg position or legs out flat, your call. Hands rest palms down on the thighs or the knees, and take a moment to sit tall. So pull the waist out of the hips, pull the rib cage out of the waist, the gaze is straight ahead. Eyes are soft, shoulders are loose, and the belly is full and easy. You can let your eyes gently close or just have them softly open. We'll just take a few breaths to transition into this time and this space of our practice. So take a deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth and sigh it out. Two more like that. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Last time, biggest one yet. Deepest inhale through your nose. Biggest sigh out your mouth. Good. And then just come back to a normal rhythm of breath in and out through your nose. And I'd like you to start by bringing your attention to your seat, to the parts of your body that are touching the earth right now. And just feel that horizontal plane of your body that's connecting and rooting down through your mat, through your floor, into the earth. Now I'd like you to bring your awareness and your attention up through your torso and your shoulders and your neck, up to the crown of your head. And again, sit tall, feeling that crown pulling skyward. Good. Now I'd like you to bring your attention to your heart, and we'll actually bring our hands over it. So bring your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your right hand. Just cupping and bringing awareness to our heart center here. Maybe feel it beating under your hands. I'm just bringing an intention for our class this evening to practice and being sensitive and focused on our heart. So where is our heart leading us? Where is our heart guiding us? And finding love in our act of showing up on our mat this evening. So whatever else is going on in your life or the news, you can show yourself some love and some gratitude for making the choice to practice this evening. So bringing that all into your heart, the intention to practice with love and gratitude for yourself. Bow your head, drop your hands, and gently blink the eyes open and come back center. Great job. All right, we're going to start just by embracing ourselves right now. So I want you to lift your arms and bend the elbows and bring the elbows together here behind palms are facing you. On an inhale, open the elbows wide, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, bring the arms together, cross right over left and bow your head. Inhale, arms open wide. And exhale, cross left over right this time, bow the chin. Good, 2 more complete rounds. Inhale, open. Exhale, right arm over, bow. It doesn't have to be a very big bow, right? Inhale, arms open. On your exhale, left arm crosses over right. It can just be a little dip of the chin. 1 more time each side. Inhale, open. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Let the chest be broad and wide. Exhale, right over left. Last time, let that heart really come through. Exhale, left over right and bow. Good. And then release your arms by your sides. Nice. Just take a couple neck and shoulder rolls before we get into it. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. If you like, you can press out. Press the left palm towards the floor for a little bit more stretch there. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Left ear drops towards left shoulder. Press out through your right. Good. Come on back to center. This time drop your chin and gently move it back and forth in a pendulum motion. And then eventually turn that into roll. So rolling the neck all the way in one direction. Alfie would like to be involved in this, teaching this class, it sounds like. Good. And then reverse your neck circles. Good. And then come to stillness and come on back. Very nice. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times. Getting out our snap, crackle, pops. And then roll the shoulders forward a few times. Very nice. Good. All right. So stay sitting up for this next thing so you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll all do it together. So what we're going to be doing is lying on one side. I'm going to start on my left side. And we're going to bend the knees. Hang on, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to bend the knees. So our knees are at a right angle. And we're going to come all the way down, left arm out. You're watching me, not doing this yet. Left side of the head to the floor, and everything is stacked on top. So it's almost like if you could see me from above, it looks like I'm sitting in an imaginary chair with my arms straight out. So what we're going to be doing is opening the heart to the ceiling. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the right arm and right leg. At the top of our inhale, we're open to the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll over to our right side, and the left arm and knee close on top of the right. Inhale to open, exhale to close. Okay, we're going to do that a few times. So it's your turn. If it's easy for you to be on the long edge of your mat like I am, go ahead and do that. Make sure you're padded up however you need to be. And come on to your left side, knees straight out from the hips, ankles straight down from the knees, so knees are at a 90-degree angle. And arms are straight out from the body, everything stacked up. All right. On your next inhale, peel the right arm and right leg up. And then as you exhale, start to close the right arm, right leg towards the floor, and the left leg and arm on top. Good. Inhale, left arm, left leg open. Exhale, right arm, right leg close on top. Good. We're just rolling around the floor. It's just fun. Inhale, open, right arm, right leg. Top of the inhale, our heart is open. We're embracing the sky. And exhale, roll it shut. Inhale, left arm, left leg open. Exhale, right arm, right leg close. Good. One more time. Inhale, right leg, right arm open. Just making this feel as good as possible in our bodies. Exhale, close. Last time, last side. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Nice. And then make your way into a tabletop position on your hands and knees. We're going to take some cat-cows to start with. So come on to hands and knees. Make sure everything's squared up. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And on your next inhale, drop the belly, look up. And on your exhale, round the back, tuck the chin for cat. Good. Several more rounds. Inhale. Heart pulls through. Exhale, round into cat. Heart tucks in and up. So think about leading with your heart here. Inhale, the heart comes through the arms and shines to the top of the mat. Exhale, it rounds and tucks as we lift into cat. Good. Couple more rounds of cat-cow with your own breath and your own time. Good. After your next cat, come back to a neutral spine. You're going to open one arm at a time. So on your inhale, right arm rises straight out. Follow the hand with your gaze. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, left arm this time rises. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, down. So we're opening up the chest to the side. Inhale, left arm rises. Feel the heart point left. Good. Exhale, down. All right, inhale. Last time for the right arm to lift. This time, instead of putting it back down on the mat, thread that right arm through and come down onto the right shoulder and right cheek for a thread the needle. Toes can be tucked here. If you need more support, you can walk this left hand out and off your mat. Good. Bring that left hand back into position if you moved it. Press into the earth with the left hand to come back to your tabletop. We'll take that last side. Inhale, left arm out and up. And exhale, thread it through, lowering down onto left shoulder, left cheek. Maybe walking out that right arm and letting that elbow bend if we need that for support here. And then bring that right hand back into alignment. Use the right hand to press into the earth to help yourself come back. And then sit back all the way onto your heels. Arms extend forward. Take a child's pose. Let the forehead rest onto the mat. And if your forehead doesn't come down in child's pose, if it doesn't feel good to come all the way down to the mat, that's fine. You can just pretend like it will eventually someday go there and just relax as best you can. And then look up at your hands, come on out, slide onto your belly, and come up onto your forearms. We're going to take a Sphinx Pose, not our only one in class today. So make sure that elbows are underneath shoulders, forearms are about shoulder width apart, and fingertips are spread wide. Now, our legs are not just like hanging out back there. Our legs are active, and that's going to help us keep our core active and protect our low back. So I want you to think about pressing the tops of the feet into the earth. Just that part of the thigh right above the knee should be a little bit off the mat. Your quads are engaged. Engage the low belly. And then think about pressing down and back with the forearms, almost like you could slide your whole body through that space. Gaze is forward. Sphinx Pose. I want you to look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder, come back to center, and then bow your head. Good. Last inhale here. And on your exhale, bring the hands back underneath your shoulders and push yourself all the way back to that child's pose. Good. And then once more, looking forward at your hands. Come back to hands and knees, tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. And when you're here, you might just want to take a moment to bend one knee at a time. Start to walk your dog. Make sure that hips are pressing towards the back of the room. Heels are sinking down to the mat as much as possible. One more in-breath here in your dog. And on your exhale, I want you to walk your hands back towards your feet. So normally in my classes, we do it the other way around. We walk feet towards hands, but tonight we're walking hands back towards feet. Good. When you get there, really bend the knees, grab opposite elbow, and gently sway from side to side. Release the elbows if you had those clasped. And slowly, gently, taking your time, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head stays bowed. Head comes up last. Roll the shoulders back. Good, very nice. All right, so we're going to take a couple standing poses before we get into our flow. So let's take a second in mountain pose. Feet are about hips width apart. Tailbone slightly tucked, shoulders back, hands resting at our sides. Nice. Inhale, both arms up. Right hand grabs left wrist. And on your exhale, pull it all over to the right. Doesn't have to be a very deep stretch. You don't have to stretch super far to feel this stretch. Should be feeling it from the top of the left hip through left shoulder. Good. Inhale, come up. Left hand grabs right wrist, and exhale, pull it all to the left. So that right palm is facing down. Inhale, bring it back up, and release the arms. Good. Let's take a standing back bend. These aren't my favorite, but this standing back bend is sort of a good way to ease into back bends. So again, we're in our mountain pose with our feet hips width apart. Bring your hands to your low back, your sacrum, right, that bony plate. And make sure that fingers are pointing down. We're going to roll the shoulders back and pull the elbows in. Now, if that does not feel great on your wrist to have your hands like that, that's okay. You could clasp hands, that's kind of the same. You could also clasp opposite elbows. So it's your choice. Just do whatever hand position feels best for you and your body. I'm going to have my palms on my sacrum, fingertips pointing down, roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows in. Good. Inhale where you are. And then on your exhale, start to push the hips forward and start to lean the upper back. So just a slight back bend. Now, if this doesn't feel great on your neck to be looking up at the ceiling, you can just look straight ahead. There shouldn't be any crunching or pain in your low back. If you have any, bring those hips back in a little bit. It's not worth it. If you feel pretty good though, on our last breath here, maybe go a little bit deeper in your back bend. And then gently, slowly come back to a stand. Release it, and maybe just shake those wrists out a little bit. Maybe take a couple of wrist rolls to shake that out. All right. Still in our mountain pose, roll your shoulders back, clasp your hands behind you. Again, if that doesn't feel great, you can grab opposite elbow. Inhale where you are, and exhale, really bend those knees a lot and forward fold. So clasped hands come up to the ceiling. On your inhale, straighten the knees, flatten the back, come up halfway. If your knees don't straighten, that's okay. And exhale, refold. Oh, that felt good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then release the clasp of your hands. And taking your time once more, roll up to a stand, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders back. Good, very nice. All right, come on up to the top of our mat. We're going to start our standing series as usual with our half salutations. So coming up to the top of the mat, taking our mountain pose, gaze is straight ahead, tailbone slightly tucked, shoulder blades melting down the back. All right, exhale everything. And on your inhale, raise the arms. On your exhale, arms down. Let's come through the heart this time. So hands in prayer pass through heart center as we fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, refold. And inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands return. Okay. So I'm taking our hands in prayer position, and then when I come down, taking that prayer, bringing them through my heart center and down. You don't have to practice that way, but for tonight's class, it's a nice variation to try. Right? Let's take a couple more of those half salutations that way. And like we did with cat and cow, think about letting the heart lead your movement here. It might not be any different physically, but just that mental adjustment of focusing on the heart as it moves through our flows is a really interesting way to practice. All right, taking our mountain pose, exhale everything. Inhale, the arms will rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands return to heart center. One last half. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, hands in prayer as we fold, bending the knees. Inhale, flat back, come up halfway. Exhale, refold, melting the heart towards the thighs. And inhale, pressing the feet strongly into the earth as you rise. Exhale, hands return. Nice. All right, let's keep going. Taking our mountain pose, top of the mat, hands in prayer position. On your next inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, refold, right foot steps back, right knee to the mat. Untuck the right toes and bring one and then the other palm on top of the left thigh. So we're in crescent moon lunge here. If this doesn't feel great on your back knee, you can do a couple things. You can move it in a little bit if maybe it being too far back is the source of the pain or problem. But you can also fold up the side of your mat and get a little bit more cushion to put that knee down on. Okay, so your choice as we practice this evening. All right, we're going to take those same goalpost arms as we did in our seat at the beginning. Yeah, you can really sink down for a second here in this crescent moon. Very nice. All right, so goalpost arms, forearms together in front of you. We're going to open and close 3 times. So when you're ready, inhale, open. It's a balancing act here, right? Exhale, close. So pressing down through that front foot. Inhale, open. To help you keep your balance, exhale, close. Last time, inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Hands down to either side of the front foot. Right hand plants, left hand to the left hip. Inhale where you are. And on your exhale, turn your heart to the left. We're in a crescent moon twist. Now you can stay right here with left hand on hip, or you can lift that left arm straight up to the ceiling. And then exhale, go ahead and set that left hand down. Walk the left foot out to the left a little bit. both hands to the inside of the left foot. So hands are about shoulder width apart here. Now, if you want to grab, oh, they're on my other side of my mat. If you wanted to grab blocks or books and bring the floor closer to you, that is totally fine. Great way to practice. Okay. So both hands to the inside of the left foot. We're going to come into lizard pose. So if you want, you can come to the outside blade of that left foot and open up that left knee to the side. Gaze is straight ahead. But if you have the space, if you have the flexibility, you can come down onto one or both elbows and still be looking ahead. Maybe one elbow on one hand. That's sort of where I am on this side. Good. All right. Press both hands down to help yourself come back up. Bring that left foot, walk it back in. And we're going to come all the way down to our belly. So if you are the type of person where you like to take plank and then lower down, do that. Otherwise, you can just bring that back knee to meet the front one. Your choice. All right, once we're down on the belly, forearms out for our Sphinx Pose. One breath here, toes press down, forearms press down, heart shines through. And then on our exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Press back to tabletop, and then tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips, downward facing dog. If you ever miss, this happens to me, sometimes I have to adjust my feet back into alignment once I get into down dog. That's all right. Make it feel good in your body. Good. Inhale where you are. On your exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, left knee down, left toes flip. So we're not going to take the full come to the top of the mat. We're just going to switch sides this way. Okay. One hand and then the other on top of that right knee. Take a moment to sink a little bit deeper so you feel a nice stretch on the front of that left quad. And when you feel pretty stable here in your crescent moon, we're going to take those gold post open and close arms again. So elbows, forearms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open, shoulder blades squeeze, heart wide. Exhale, close. Last time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Both hands down. Left hand plants to the inside of your right foot. Right hand, right hip. Inhale where you are. Exhale, twist the heart to the right. You can leave that right hand where it is or extend it to the sky for a crescent moon twist. On your next exhale, bring that hand down, both hands to the inside of the right foot. Walk the right foot out a little bit so you can reposition your hands underneath your shoulders. And then if you want, you can point the right toes out a little bit, open onto that blade, pinky toe edge of the right foot, and let that hip open for lizard pose. And stay up on the hands, or maybe lower down onto one or both forearms. If your forearms were down, start to walk those hands back in. Walk that right foot back in. And then once more, we're going to come onto our belly, so it's your choice. You can just send this right foot back, or you can come off the back knee into plank and then lower down that way, your call. Bring the hands in front of you, off the mat, and tent the fingertips. Same thing, toes are flipped, and we're going to be pressing down into the mat with our toes. On your inhale, peel just the chest off the mat a little bit, baby cobra. Exhale, roll it back down. Walk the hands in a little closer, a little narrower, but still off the mat. Inhale, press the tops of the feet into the earth, peel the chest off, and be a little bit bigger, cobra. Exhale, roll it down. And then last time, hands underneath the shoulders, hug your elbows in, press hands and tops of the feet into the earth, biggest cobra yet, maybe the belly comes off the mat. Exhale, roll it down. Come back to child's pose just for a moment. Looking forward, coming forward, tucking the toes, lifting the knees and the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Breath or two here. On your next exhale, start to walk those hands back towards your feet. When you get there, take an inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, flat fold. And then inhale, rise all the way to a stand. Exhale, arms return. Nice, very nice. All right, so we come to our first balance. This is going to be a dancer pose. So if you want to take a second to grab your chair, take your chair. You can have it right in front of you. So for dancer pose, we've done dancer pose before. What am I going to do first? Yeah, let's do this side. Okay, so we're going to start dancer pose. Start by taking a mountain pose and thinking about rooting 95% of your weight into your right foot. Once you have that, left hand out next to you and bend that left knee. Catch hold of the inside or outside of that left foot. So here's where you might want to have a chair or something on your right to hold on to while you're balanced. So think about being up straight and think about pointing that left knee straight down. That left knee shouldn't be pointing out to the side. Good. Again, most of your weight into your right foot. Left knee points down. Inhale, raise the right arm. And then on your exhale, start to pull the heart forward, taking your foot into your hand into your foot. Maybe you don't bow down very much. Maybe you have a mostly upright dancer, or maybe you're to the point where your torso is pretty far. Pick a spot to look at, gaze at to help you balance. And just be here for a moment longer. And then we're going to come out the way we came in. Whoops, almost lost it. So gently come back to your stand. Lower the hand. Release the foot. Good. And then you can go ahead and shake that out. We'll take it on the other side. So chair is on your left now if you need it. Right hand out next to you. Thinking about putting most of our weight into the left foot, left leg. Bending that right knee, catching hold of the right foot, outside or inside. Whichever direction we've chosen, that right knee is pointing straight down to the floor. And you can stay right here. You don't have to bow down. Picking a spot opposite you to focus on for your balance. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, letting the heart pull forward. Kicking the back foot into the back hand. Whoops, if you find yourself losing your balance, come on back and start to bow back into it. Okay. Couple breaths here. Ooh. If balance is just not coming on one side to you, know that you are normal. There we go. And when you're ready, gently come out, release, good. And just do what you need to do to shake it out, some kind of hokey pokey. All right, good deal. When you're ready, join me at the front of your mat for our next little flow through. So taking our mountain pose, gaze straight ahead. Exhale everything. And then inhale, the arms will rise. Exhale, hands through heart center as you fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, refold. And this time, right foot steps back, right knee down, right toes flip. So once more, coming back into that crescent moon lunge. This time, instead of opening and closing the arms, we're going to bring our right hand to our right thigh. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, tiny little back bend back. So it's almost like we're doing a reverse warrior, but here in crescent moon. Good. Inhale where you are. And exhale, hands down to either side of the front foot. Now, if you want to take that twist again with right hand down, left hand to the hip, opening up, go ahead and actually, we're all going to do that. So right hand down, left hand to the hip. Inhale where you are. Exhale, chest opens to the left. Now you can stay right here, or you can kick this back foot up, take the hand off your hip, your thumb points up, and grab onto that foot. Now, if that's not coming or if that's causing hamstring cramps, it's not worth it. But wherever you are, inhale, extend the spine, and exhale, open that chest to the left. Good. Now, if you've got the bind, if you're hanging onto your foot, release it, but control the movement of that foot back down to the mat. Very nice. And then walk the hands back and set up this crescent moon so that now your right hip is directly over your right knee. So usually we're sinking down. This time I want this right hip vertical. Good. Walk the left heel forward. And hands can come down to the mat, especially if you lose balance like that. So left toes point up. Inhale, back straight. Exhale, fold over that left leg. So this is Ardha Hanuman or half monkey. We're getting a nice stretch in the left calf, left hamstring. And we're melting our heart down to the leg. Good. Good. Inhale where you are. Exhale, walk the hands out, re-bend into this front knee, and make your way down onto your belly. So whether that's through plank or just sending that left knee back to meet the right, your choice. This time we're going to come right into Cobra Pose, hands under the shoulders, elbows hug in, press tops of feet and hands into the earth, and rise to Cobra. Exhale, roll it down. And push yourself back to downward facing dog. Maybe coming through child's pose or tabletop to get there. Inhale where you are. Exhale where you are. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps forward between the hands, left knee down, left toes tuck. Coming up into our crescent moon. And we're going to start with the reverse crescent moon. So left hand, left thigh, inhale, right arm up, and then maybe arch back just a tiny bit. Good. Inhale where you are. And then exhale, bring left hand down, right hand to right hip. If you want to walk that right foot out a little bit for balance, go for it. Inhale where you are. Exhale, twist open to the right. You can stay right here. Maybe lift the right arm in the twist, or you can kick that back foot towards the glute and reach that hand. Ooh, maybe you catch it, maybe you don't. If you don't catch it, if you're like that close, just reach and pretend like you can catch it, and one day you will. Okay. Wherever you've chosen to be, take an inhale, extend the spine, and exhale, twist a little further. On your next exhale, release the foot and gently bring it back down. Hands to either side of the front foot. Shift back, so now that left shin is vertical. Walk the right foot out. Toes point up. Inhale, extend the spine. And exhale, melt the heart down. Good. Inhale where you are. Exhale, gently re-bend into that front foot. Walk that front foot back in. And make your way down onto your belly through your preferred method of doing that. This time we're going to take a locust. So hands long at our sides, palms facing us. We are looking down. On an inhale, lift your arms and legs off the mat. Use your back muscles Look down at the top of your mat, let your back and the neck be long. Couple more breaths. Inhale, see if you can lift just a little bit higher. And then exhale, set it all down. Push it back to child's pose. Good. Now we're going to take a nice variation of child's pose. Kind of like half child's pose, half down dog. So come off your heels so that the back half of your body is in tabletop. Your knees are directly underneath the hips. And then walk the hands forward as if we're coming into child's pose with the arms. Now, maybe your head can make it all the way down to the mat, maybe not. Maybe it just pretends like you can make it there, and you can tuck the toes for balance if you want. But this is called puppy pose or heart melting pose. So feel your heart melting down towards the mat here. And then when you're ready, you can look forward. That helps. And slowly start to walk the arms back in. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good, very nice. Then we're going to come into a pigeon here using downward facing dog. So inhale, lift that right leg up, toes point down. And then bend the knee and bring it forward so this knee is right behind the right wrist. And you can bring this left knee down. All right, so this front shin, the goal is to get it parallel to the front of the mat. But if it's more like at a 45-degree angle, that's good, that's fine. You can use your back toes to maybe walk that back leg out a little bit, but I want you to make sure that you're not supporting yourself on your right glute here. We should be able to sort of balance with our right glute, sort of hovering off the mat just a little bit. Good. Inhale, get really tall. Exhale, walk the hands forward. You can stay tall, or if you have the flexibility to fold forward, go for it. Good. So if you're down on your forearms, slowly start to come back up. Walk those hands in. And then tuck the back toes, walk that back leg back in. And we're going to come back into downward facing dog. And if it feels okay, when you do that, you can lift that right leg up to come directly into three-legged dog. And then place that right leg back down. Okay, let's take the other side. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring it just behind into the left of the left wrist. And then bring the back knee down, walk the back leg out. Inhale, get tall, make sure you're balanced and not on the glute. Make sure your low back feels good and supported. And then if that's all good, exhale. And you can fold forward, maybe bring in the forearms. Even the forehead all the way down to the mat. Wherever you are, wherever your body is this evening, relax the head and the neck. Relax the jaws and the cheeks and the temple. Just let yourself sink into your pigeon here. Good. If you were folded over, start to come back. Start to walk those elbows in. Start to come up onto the fingertips. Start to walk that back knee in a little bit with the toes. And then last time, push back into downward facing dog. Maybe the left leg lifts for a moment. Last couple breaths in downward facing dog. Last inhale. And on your exhale, lower the knees. And just come onto your seat. Nice. So come onto your seat and bring the soles of your feet together. They can be as far as close to your groin as you like, knees out to the side. And just for a moment, just flutter the knees up and down. Then bring them to stillness. Bring your hands behind you. Inhale, round the chest out like we're doing our cow pose. And gaze up for a moment. And then exhale, release. Hands come in front. Take a deep inhale. And you can stay right here, or you can start to walk the fingertips forward and fold. Down angle pose. Deep inhale. And your exhale, slowly start to walk the hands back in if you had folded over. Nice. Extend your legs long. Take a moment and move your glutes to the side so you feel your sits bones pressing down into the earth. Feet are flexed, knees can be as bent as we need. Inhale, arms rise by the ears. And exhale, keeping low back flat, protected, fold forward. Bowing the head. Good. A couple last breaths here. Inhaling, extending the spine. Exhale, releasing the heart closer to the thighs. Last deep inhale here. And exhale, slowly, gently, roll back. Nice. All right, let's come down onto our back. I just realized we didn't do the second balance I said we were going to do. We'll save it for next time. All right. As it is, roll all the way down to your back. I'm sure everyone's very upset about that. Roll down to your back, arms out to a T. Oh, actually, put your feet down just for a moment. Lift your hips and shift your hips over to the left just a little bit. And then once more, rebend the knees into your chest. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knees over to the right. Look left. And I always like to take my right hand here and just hang on to the top of that left knee. Not to help pull me into the twist, but just that little bit of weight keeps me grounded. Inhale, come back to center. Place the feet down and get yourself all centered back on your mat again. When you're centered, press the feet down, lift the hips, send them off to the right just a little bit. Inhale, bend the knees into the chest. Exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Very nice. Recline and twist. On your next inhale, bring it all back to center. Feet down for a moment just so you can recenter yourself on your mat. Nice. And then hug both knees into the chest. Grab onto the outsides of your feet. Separate the knees and feet really wide, soles towards the ceiling. Happy baby. And if you want, you can find a little movement here and rock from side to side. And then releasing that down. It's time for our final rest pose. So go ahead and send your legs long on the mat. Let the toes spill open to the sides. Your arms can rest at your sides with palms face up. Sometimes an option I like to take is to bring my right hand over my heart and my left hand over my belly. Whichever hand variation you've chosen, take a moment to snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you, and then move your head back and forth until it finds that perfect position it wants to rest in. Now, of course, if you prefer, you can always roll over onto one side and push yourself up and stay in a seated meditation for our last few moments together. Or you can stay lying back in your rest pose. Wherever you've chosen to be, bring your awareness just for a moment to your heart. Maybe you can feel it beating even without your hand placed over your chest. And just feel the strength that your heart has, the love that it has. Even when it doesn't feel like it, our hearts are always steadily beating with love for ourselves underneath all of it. Take just another moment or two, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out and move on with the rest of your day. But for now, take a moment of rest. Your next inhale, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes to bring movement back into the body. Circle the wrists and the ankles in one direction, the other direction. And then stretch the arms long overhead, away from the toes. Take a deep morning stretch. And roll all the way onto one side. Without rushing, taking your time. Use your hands to push yourself up to a seated position. With your eyes still closed, join me in your seat with your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your right hand. Thank you all so much for practicing with me this evening. It means so much to be able to share my practice with you, and I hope you can feel the love I have for all of you. Bow your hands, bow your head, drop your hands, gently blink your eyes open, and come back center. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. From me and Penny, thank you for practicing with me this evening. We'll see you next time. Take care.